Bonjour, hello, thank you so much for joining me for this video on how to switch to OER. So OER are Open Educational Resources, and I am from France, as you can tell by my accent, and I believe in free education, and the textbooks are just more and more expensive. And as a teacher, I really couldn't justify paying $200 for a textbook that I probably would use at the most 60% off. So I really went on a quest about what can I do to improve the situation for my students. As a language teacher, I do like to flip my classroom in the Khan Academy style. So I got really inspired looking at what Salman Khan did. So for example, if you're not familiar, go on his website and look. He has a couple of videos, for example, on the Renaissance and Reformation or the Enlightenment and Revolution are great. And I was thinking, I could do that. I could make my own video and totally flip my classroom, having my students learn about the grammar and then coming to class and we could just practice. So what I've done was a lot of research, and I actually stumbled upon this app called EduCreations, and it was very, very simple. You can see here, you have your iPad, you have a couple of colors, a pen, you can add a couple of pictures, write. So that really was my first app that I used to create my own videos for my students. I then switched to other apps like Explain Everything that are actually a little bit more complex to use, but excellent because you can add a lot of things like PowerPoint or videos. And now I switched to Touchcast, which is the app I'm using right now to make this video. It's a free app for now. And it's really, really good. You can integrate a lot of things in your videos. So that was my first step, really finding an app and created a series of grammar videos for my students. And actually all my videos are accessible on my via my website. If you click on videos, you'll have access to my YouTube channel and you'll be able to find all my videos here. And I have, I upload new videos as often as I can. So creating those grammar videos were really the first step into creating my own material. And I was very lucky because I was invited at a technology workshop, actually technology conference at my university, and the keynote speaker was Cable Green. If you don't know him, he is the director of Creative Commons. So director of Open Education at Creative Commons. Creative Commons is actually a fabulous website to help you find information about OER, so I highly recommend it. So Cable Green was very, very inspirational to me because he really motivated me and told me that it was possible. You can, drop the textbook and make your own material and find a community that will help you create the material and give you their own material. So that was that was a revealing moment for me, and that really pushed me to go to the next step, which was creating my own material. And as language teachers, we all have already tons of folders with material for each classes, little exercises we design, little handout, and just compiling them, you can make your own textbook. And at the beginning I thought, oh my God, I am competing with all those textbooks who have ton of resources, they look so professional, how am I going to be able to get a decent content to my students? So I decided to do something really, really simple, open a Word document and start planning what I needed for my class. So I structure all my manual, and then I decided to do week by week, which I think is much better than chapter by chapter, and it's also very flexible. So I then opened another Word document and decided, okay, this is what I need for week 1, and I started creating it. So here I'm going to show you what my manual looked like. So you have the first page, which of week 1, semaine 1, You have the objectives, you have a couple of reminders. I use Twitter in class, so I have a little explanation about how Twitter works. I also like to give them some extra help with some YouTube videos and some Quizlet where they can review the vocab. I also give them extra activities and recommendations from the library. Always remember that the library is a great resource, and sometimes we forget to send our students there. So I like to include that in my manual. The second page is just basic vocabulary and a couple of exercises. After that, I have some grammar, conjugaison concept. I have between 1, 2, sometimes 3 concepts that the student have to learn. And at the same time, they can go and watch the grammar video explaining each concept. In the manual, they have a couple of exercises that they have to do either in class or outside of class. The last part I have is the culture. So for example, here I have a text from Wikipedia, and I can have videos from YouTube, or article from journals, and I have some vocabulary exercises, some question on the text, and a research work that they have to do. So you see, it's pretty straightforward. There is nothing extra that the students and I will not use. It's really the bare minimum, and then in class I can really concentrate on have them speak and use what they've learned, which is great, and which I think is really important for the students. This is a grammar concept, this is how you use it. And in class we have a lot of activities with cards, for example, to make them get up and interact. So I really jump into creating my own manual, but you really don't have to. I just felt comfortable doing it because I like to have my own material, but there are tons of resources online for language teachers and for other teachers to create their own manual. So I really recommend going into my university website. I teach at the University of New Hampshire, and there was a big OER initiative there. I'm extremely lucky for this initiative, and they created a couple of pages to help us, so you can learn a little bit more about OER. And also the librarians have created a OER lit guide, and this is absolutely fantastic. You can search by subject, so for example languages, and you have lots of websites that have already been created for you that maybe you can use in your classroom. So I really encourage you to go and look at their website, and I will put all the links down the video so you can go and search. So one of the worries I had, going back to creating your own material was really, is it professional enough? You've seen my manual and how it looks. So I asked my students, what do you think? And all the feedback was extremely positive. They all said, no, it's great, it's simple, this is perfect. And actually, they said, you know what you could do that would be better is don't put colors, because when I print, it's much cheaper for me to print without any colors. So I thought that was pretty funny. I was, really worrying about the quality of the material, and I learned that simple was actually better. When I started looking at how I could improve in terms of the quality of the material, I find this website that I actually still use. It's called PictoChart, and it's extremely designed. They have tons of templates you can use to create your own material. So that's one thing you can use. I actually use it to create my syllabus. So here is one of the syllabus I use. I created on my own. It's really, really, really easy. They have lots of templates, lots of little addition you can use. So that's also interactive because they have a link and they can click on a couple of interactive things like the placement text. They can click on it, go directly to the website to do a placement test, etc. So that's it. That's the only thing that is professional looking that I use. It for my syllabus, and I have not moved my manual onto this format at all. I keep it on Word. I keep it very, very simple. Another thing to take into consideration when you do your own manual is that maybe you want to use some pictures, some photography in your manual. So remember, copyright is very important. So make sure that you are giving the right credits. And also, if you look at some pictures, you can use Google if you are looking into adding pictures to your manual. What you need to do here when you're on Google is type what you want and then click on Tools and click on Usage Rights. Here you have a list of different options, so make sure that you are using the one that's appropriate for you. So switching to OER, to your own material, is, I would say, pretty simple. It can be a daunting task because you don't know where to start. So planning is essential. Make sure you take that time to plan what your manual should look like, or to go and discover other manuals and decide how you're gonna structure them or restructure them to use them properly in your classroom. I can tell you that I will never go back to teaching with a manual from a publisher. I think it doesn't reflect and it doesn't work with my type of teaching, and it doesn't work for my student either. I think that once you go to OER, you will never come back. It's so amazing to be able to think about that flexibility of, hey, something happened in the news that I really need to talk about, and I can just do that. I can decide that this week I'm erasing the culture part and I'm going to put that very important news that we should be talking about in class. Or I also think that, why am I teaching one class in 2017 the same way I'm going to teach this other class with totally different student in 2018? I should be able to have that flexibility to change things, to have the student enjoy the class, feel they are involved. I always ask the first week of class my students, what do you want to learn? Is there something you really want to talk about? Maybe you love literature, and maybe there is a great or maybe there is a great artist you like to talk about. And by integrating their need into my textbook, I think they're more motivated to participate in class. They also really enjoy the fact that I took the time to create material for them and also to save them money. So know that there are a lot of people who are part of the OER community and are ready to help. And on my website there is a contact form. I really encourage you to send me a message. I'll be very happy to answer any question you have, and also I'm very happy to share my material with you. So please do not hesitate. And if you enjoyed that video, don't forget to like it, send it to your colleagues, send it to your friends, and hopefully that movement can keep on growing. And I'm really looking forward to see what you will bring to the movement, and to share material and discover what you will do and where this initiative will take you.